The massive transport ship slowed as it approached the gleaming space station. Through the viewport, John Keller stared at what would be his home for the next 2 years, the Galactic Military Academy. The spinning rings and glowing blue energy fields made Earth's best space stations look like children's toys. "First time seeing something like this?" asked Lisa Martinez, settling into the seat next to him. Her dark eyes reflected the station's lights. John nodded. 6 months ago, I was a Marine on Earth. Now I'm heading to train with aliens. Life is strange. "We all got picked for a reason," said Ryan Hughes, joining them. The communications specialist was the youngest of their group at 22. "Earth needs to show we belong in the Galactic Alliance." Olivia Barnes, who had been quietly reading medical texts on her tablet, looked up. "They don't think we belong. That's the problem." The transport docked with a gentle bump. A voice announced, "All human cadets prepare for disembarkation. Please remember to activate your universal translators." The 4 humans gathered their bags and moved toward the exit. They were the only humans on board. The rest were various alien species who gave them strange looks. "They're staring like we're zoo animals," Ryan whispered. "On their worlds, we would be," Olivia replied. "Earth is classified as a death world, remember? Our gravity, bacteria, predators, even our oxygen levels would kill some of these species." The doors opened to reveal a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms. "I am Assistant Commandant Trell. Follow me to processing." Humans. They walked through wide corridors filled with beings of all shapes and sizes. Some floated, others slithered, many walked on various numbers of legs. Most moved away when the humans approached. "They're afraid of us," Lisa said quietly. "Good," John replied. "Maybe they should be." The processing center was a large room with various scanning devices. Trell gestured to 4 platforms. "Stand there for biometric scanning. Your data will be added to Academy records." As they were scanned, a group of senior cadets passed by. One tall, reptilian being with crimson scales stopped to watch. "So these are the Deathworlders. Smaller than I expected," he said, his translator making his hissing speech understandable. "Cadet Dravzor, continue to your assignment," Trell ordered. The reptilian smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Of course. Just curious about our new colleagues." He left with his group, all of them laughing. After processing, they were led to a large chamber where dozens of alien instructors and officials waited. At the center stood an imposing figure, nearly 7 feet tall with gray skin and eyes that glowed yellow. "Welcome to the Galactic Academy. I am High Commander Six Fawn," the figure announced. "You are the first humans ever admitted to this institution. You are here because of political agreements, not because we believe you are ready." The commander walked closer, examining them. Humans come from a planet that should have killed them. Instead, they thrived and developed space travel. This, persistence, may be useful. Zixvan turned to address the whole room. "However, do not mistake admission for acceptance. You must prove yourselves worthy of joining Galactic Society." Later, in their shared quarters, the humans unpacked their few belongings. "Well, that was a warm welcome," Lisa said, testing her assigned bed. "We knew it wouldn't be easy," John replied. "Earth is new to the Alliance. We have to show what humans can do." Ryan was examining the room's computer terminal. "Look at this, our training schedules. They've put us in all the toughest physical classes." "Makes sense," Olivia said. "They expect us to fail." A message flashed across all their personal devices simultaneously. Ryan read it aloud. "All first-year cadets will participate in Operation Decisive Victory starting next week. This training exercise will test combat readiness and tactical skills." "A combat exercise already? We just got here," Lisa said. John smiled slightly. "Good. The sooner we can show what humans can do, the better." "What can we do exactly?" Ryan asked. "We can survive," John said simply. "That's what Deathworlders do. And they have no idea what that really means." 5 days after their arrival, The human cadets sat together in the Academy's vast dining hall. Around them, hundreds of alien species ate strange foods and spoke in dozens of languages. The humans had their own table, separate from the others. "They're doing it again," Ryan said, glancing at a group of tall, blue-skinned aliens, "talking about us like we can't hear them." "Let them talk," John replied, focusing on his meal. The Academy food was designed to meet human nutritional needs, but it tasted bland. Lisa looked up from her datapad. "I've been studying the details of Operation Decisive Victory. Something isn't right." "What do you mean?" Olivia asked. "Most first-year squads are assigned to defense teams of 20 or more cadets. We're listed separately as—" Lisa paused, "as the primary enemy force." John stopped eating. "The enemy force? Against who?" "Against everyone else. 200 senior cadets against the 4 of us." Ryan laughed nervously. "That's not training. That's a firing squad." Their conversation was interrupted when a tall, willowy alien with pale green skin approached their table. Behind him stood a shorter, purple-skinned being with large, expressive eyes. "Greetings, humans. I am Kavor of Rigel 7, said the tall one. "This is Tasneil of Andoria. May we join you?" John gestured to the empty seats. "Please do." Kavor sat gracefully. "You are the topic of much discussion. Many believe you will fail spectacularly in the upcoming exercise." "Thanks for the vote of confidence," Lisa muttered. "I meant no offense," Kavor said. "I have studied Earth history. Your species has faced impossible odds before and survived. I find it fascinating." Tasneil's large eyes blinked rapidly. "Your emotions are very strong. So clear, so direct. Most species hide their feelings." "We're not here to make friends," John said. "No," Kavor agreed. "But perhaps allies? We are also outsiders. My planet joined the Alliance only 30 cycles ago. Tasneil's people are considered too emotional for serious military duty. They've set us up to fail," Lisa explained about their role in the exercise. Kavor nodded. "This is not surprising. Commander Pelthrix, who designed the exercise, has written extensively about why Deathworlders should be contained, not integrated." "Can you get us more information about the exercise?" John asked. "I work in the equipment bay," Tasneil offered. "I can tell you what supplies each team receives." Later that day, the humans gathered in their quarters. Lisa had transformed their view screen into a tactical display. "Thanks to Kavor and Tasneil, we know more now," she explained. "The exercise takes place on Nexus VII, a training planet. We'll be dropped here," she pointed to a mountain range, far from our designated starting point, with minimal supplies. "They want us to waste time just getting to the start position," John observed. "Exactly. The atmosphere has higher nitrogen levels than Earth. Breathable, but it'll make us tired faster. Gravity is 1.3 times Earth normal." "What about equipment?" Olivia asked. Ryan pulled up an inventory list. "We get 4 standard packs, basic weapons, and older model communicators. The opposing forces get the latest tech, air support, and mobile command centers." "Seems fair," John said sarcastically. "There's more," Lisa continued. "I hacked into Pelthrix's personal files. He's been bragging to other commanders about how this exercise will put humans in their place. He's betting we won't last 12 hours. "So what do we do?" Ryan asked. "We can't win against those numbers with these resources." John stood up and walked to the display. "We don't play by their rules. On Earth, I specialized in guerrilla tactics against superior forces. We need to think like humans, not like Galactic Cadets." "What's our goal?" Olivia asked. "Survival is victory," John said firmly. "But I think we can do better than that." Lisa smiled. "We could target their command structure, capture their leaders instead of fighting their forces, and use their own equipment against them," Ryan added, getting excited. "They expect us to fight like aliens," John said. "But we'll fight like humans. They've never seen anything like us before. Olivia looked concerned. They outnumber us 50 to 1. Yes, John agreed. And they have no idea what Deathworlders are truly capable of when cornered. Let's show them. The dropship shook violently as it entered Nexus VI's atmosphere. The 4 human cadets checked their gear one final time. Remember, John said, they dropped us 15 miles from our assigned starting point. They expect us to waste the first day just getting there. But we're not going there at all, Lisa replied with a smile. The ship landed with a heavy thud. The pilot, a 6-limbed insectoid, turned to them. This is as far as I go, Deathworlders. Your position is that way. He pointed east with 2 of his arms. Good luck. You will need it. As soon as the ship departed, Ryan pulled out their modified scanner. No surveillance drones in this area yet. They really think we're going east. Olivia took deep breaths, adjusting to the atmosphere. The air is heavier than they said. Nitrogen levels are nearly 40%. More of their tricks, John said. Let's move. We have 3 hours until nightfall. They headed west, directly toward the central command post where the senior cadets were gathering. The terrain was rough, sharp rocks and dense, purple vegetation. The higher gravity made each step take more effort. The others would struggle here, Lisa observed, climbing over a fallen tree-like plant. Most alien species can't handle this gravity for long periods. That's why the exercise usually avoids this region, Ryan added. They didn't expect us to come this way. After 2 hours of hard hiking, they reached a ridge overlooking a valley. John pulled out electrobinoculars and surveyed the area below. There, 3 miles west, that's Outpost 7. It's lightly defended. They haven't fully deployed yet. The outpost was a small prefabricated structure with only 6 guards visible. Various equipment was still being unloaded from a transport. They're not expecting anyone to attack so soon, John continued, especially not from this direction. What's the plan? Ryan asked. Lisa and I will circle around to the north. Ryan, you and Olivia create a distraction to the south in 15 minutes. Nothing big, just enough to draw attention. As darkness fell, Ryan activated a small drone they had modified. He programmed it to fly erratically near the southern perimeter of the outpost. Ready? He asked Olivia, who nodded. Ryan sent the drone forward. When it was spotted, alarms sounded in the outpost. 4 of the 6 guards moved toward the disturbance. Meanwhile, John and Lisa approached from the north. The alien guards had excellent vision, but poor night adaptation compared to humans. John moved silently behind the first guard, a tall, bird-like alien. He activated a training stun stick and touched it to the guard's neck. The alien dropped without a sound. Lisa did the same to the other guard. They entered the outpost and secured it in less than 3 minutes. All clear, John transmitted to Ryan and Olivia. Bring the equipment. By the time the other guards returned from chasing the drone, the humans had complete control of the outpost. All 6 aliens were bound with training restraints. Who are you? Demanded a senior cadet with gleaming scales. This isn't how the exercise begins. We're changing the rules, John replied. Lisa was already accessing the outpost's communication system. I've got their deployment plans, all 20 outposts, patrol schedules, everything. Access their supply inventory, John said. What do we have to work with? Better than we hoped, Lisa replied. Portable shields, advanced communicators, 3 hover transports, and enough rations for 30 cadets for a week. What about weapons? Olivia asked. Training weapons only, Lisa said. Stun sticks, tag rifles, marker grenades. John looked at their prisoners. Which one of you is highest ranking? The scaled cadet straightened. I am Squad Leader Vex Moore, second to Command Cadet Drab Zor himself. Perfect, John said. Send a message to your command. Tell them Outpost 7 is secure and everything is proceeding normally. I will do no such thing, Vex Moore hissed. John smiled. We thought you'd say that. He turned to Ryan. How good is your voice mimicry? Ryan stepped forward. Very good, he said, perfectly matching Vex Moore's voice pattern. I believe I can handle this transmission. The alien's eyes widened in shock. Welcome to your first lesson about humans, John said to the prisoners. We're just getting started. By the third day of the exercise, the human cadets had captured 3 more outposts. They now controlled a significant area in the western sector of the training grounds. Word was spreading among the alien cadets about the unexpected effectiveness of the humans. At their main base, formerly Outpost 7, John studied the tactical display while Lisa modified more equipment. Drabzor has finally realized something's wrong, John said. He's ordered all outposts to verify their status in person, not just by comm. Too late, Ryan replied. He was monitoring intercepted communications. We've already taken control of their primary communications relay. I'm sending false updates to half their forces. Olivia entered the room with Vex Moore, their scaled prisoner. Unlike the others they had captured and released, they had kept the senior cadet with them. He wants to talk, Olivia said. Vex Moore looked at the humans with a mixture of confusion and reluctant respect. Your tactics make no sense. This is not how military exercises are conducted in the Alliance. That's why we're winning, John replied simply. You are not following the proper protocols for engagement, Vex Moore insisted. You are supposed to meet opposing forces in designated zones and conduct organized battle simulations. Lisa laughed. Is that how real wars are fought in the galaxy? Everyone agrees where to fight ahead of time. Of course not. But nothing, John interrupted. On Earth, we fight to win. We use every advantage. Vex Moore's scales rippled, a sign of agitation. Drabzor is mobilizing our main force. 120 cadets with air support. You cannot stand against such numbers. We don't plan to, John said. He pointed to the display. See these areas? We've set up false bases here, here, and here. When his forces attack, they'll find nothing but automated responses. Meanwhile, Ryan added, we'll be hitting their supply depots. Vex Moore looked genuinely confused. Why not engage in honorable combat? Honor doesn't win wars, John said. Survival does. That's what being from a death world teaches you. A short while later, as darkness fell again, the humans moved through the dense forest towards Supply Depot 2. According to their intelligence, it was guarded by 10 cadets. Remember, John whispered, quick and quiet. No alarms. The humans had discovered another advantage. They could see better in the dark than most alien species. They approached the perimeter where 2 guards stood. Suddenly, Olivia tripped on a hidden route. The sound alerted the guards. Who's there? Called one, a tall amphibian with luminous spots on its skin. John signaled to the others to hold position. They were still hidden in the vegetation. Identification protocol, demanded the second guard. After a tense moment of silence, the guards raised their weapons. Activating alert status, one said, reaching for a comm device. New plan, John whispered. Ryan, use Vex Moore's voice. Ryan stepped forward, but remained hidden. Stand down. He called out, perfectly mimicking Vex Moore's distinctive hissing voice. Special inspection. The guards hesitated. Squad leader Vex Moore. We received no notification. Because it is a surprise inspection, obviously, Ryan replied with appropriate arrogance. Would you prefer I report your questioning of a superior officer to Command Cadet Drabzor? No, sir. Our apologies, sir. Open the main gate. I wish to inspect the inventory without delay. The guard hurried to comply. As the gate opened, the humans moved swiftly. Lisa fired 2 stun tags, marking both guards as eliminated in the exercise. Inside, they found not just supplies but a communications hub with access to the entire northern sector of the training ground. This is better than we expected, Lisa said, examining the equipment. With this, I can tap into their main tactical network. Within minutes, Lisa had gained access to the aliens' central command communications. On the main screen, they could see Drav Zor addressing his officers. "These humans are using dishonorable tactics," the reptilian cadet was saying. "They refuse to engage in proper combat. Instead, they hide and strike from shadows. They capture our outposts and then release the personnel. They treated our wounded," said one officer. Cadet Zinfar said they even adjusted his breathing apparatus when it was damaged. "This is psychological manipulation," Drab Zor hissed. "They are trying to confuse us." John smiled as he watched. "They really don't understand us at all, do they?" "No," Ryan agreed. "And that's our biggest advantage." Day 4 of the exercise brought a new development. The human cadets had established their main base at the captured communications hub. They had now taken control of almost 30% of the training area without engaging in a single large-scale battle. "Something's happening," Ryan said, monitoring the communications. "Several alien squads are requesting to meet with us under a flag of truce." "It's a trap," Lisa said immediately. John wasn't so sure. "Maybe. But I think we've confused them enough that they don't know what to do." "Olivia, what do you think?" Ryan asked. Olivia had been caring for several alien cadets who had been caught in a rockslide, a natural accident unrelated to the exercise. "The ones I treated have been asking questions about Earth. They seem genuinely curious now, not hostile." John made a decision. "We'll meet them, but on our terms. Tell them to send 3 representatives to the neutral zone, unarmed." 2 hours later, John and Ryan waited in a small clearing. 3 alien cadets approached cautiously. A blue-skinned Andorian, a floating gas-filled being from Jupiter's moons, and a furry humanoid with 6 eyes. "I am Cadet Shrax," said the furry one. "We represent 23 cadets from the eastern sector." "What do you want?" John asked directly. "We wish to discuss terms of surrender," Shrax replied. Ryan couldn't hide his surprise. "Surrender? Your forces still outnumber us greatly." The floating alien bobbed slightly. "Numbers mean little when one cannot find the enemy. We have been searching for 3 days and have found only empty camps and false signals. Drav Zor refuses to acknowledge the situation," added the Andorian. "He has ordered us to continue conventional search patterns that are clearly ineffective." John studied them carefully. "Why would you surrender rather than continue fighting?" Shrax's multiple eyes blinked in sequence. "We have received reports from those you captured and released. You treat prisoners well. You attend to injuries. You do not follow the simulation protocols for eliminating captured forces. Those are people, not just game pieces," Olivia had said when they first discussed how to handle prisoners. "What terms do you propose?" John asked. "We will provide you with information about Drav Zor's main force movements. In exchange, we wish to be considered non-combatants for the remainder of the exercise." John considered this. "We accept, with one condition. You will help us establish a safe zone for other cadets who wish to stop fighting." Back at their base, Lisa was skeptical. "You really think they'll keep their word?" "Yes," John said, "because it benefits them more than fighting us." That evening, Ryan set up a broadcast using the communications hub. His message went to every cadet in the exercise. "Attention all forces. This is Human Cadet Ryan Hughes. We have established a neutral zone at these coordinates. Any cadet who enters this zone must surrender their weapons but will be treated with respect. You will receive food, shelter, and medical attention if needed. The exercise will end in 3 days. You can spend those days chasing shadows through difficult terrain, or you can spend them learning about other species in comfort. The choice is yours." Olivia looked concerned. "Do you think anyone will come?" "They're curious," John said. "And tired. This terrain is hard on most of them." Within hours, the first group arrived. 5 cadets from an aquatic species who were struggling with the dry conditions. Then came 7 more from various worlds. By midnight, 32 alien cadets had entered the neutral zone. In the Academy observation room, Commander Pelthrix watched the feeds with growing alarm. "This is unprecedented," he said to his assistant. "They should be fighting, not whatever this is." "The humans have captured no territory in the last 12 hours, the assistant noted. "Because they don't need to," Pelthrix replied. "They're winning without fighting." He switched to a feed showing Dravzor's command center. The reptilian cadet was shouting at his subordinates. "Find them. Engage them. This is a combat exercise, not a social gathering." Pelthrix shook his head. He still doesn't understand what they're doing. "And what are they doing, Commander?" "Something we never considered," Pelthrix admitted. "They're using peace as a weapon." On the morning of Day 5, John stood on a hill overlooking the neutral zone. What had started as a small camp now looked like a small village. More than 80 alien cadets had surrendered and joined them overnight. Tents and temporary shelters spread across the valley floor. "I never expected this," he said to Lisa, who was working on a communications device nearby. "Neither did they," she replied, nodding toward a group of Academy observers who hovered at the edge of the camp in their monitoring craft. "According to protocol, they can't interfere with the exercise, but they're clearly shocked." Ryan hurried up the hill to join them, excitement on his face. "You won't believe this. Vex Moore just received a message from his battalion. They want to surrender too." "How many?" John asked. 43 cadets, almost his entire command. John whistled softly. "That would put over half of the opposing forces in our camp." "What about Dravzor?" Lisa asked. "Still holding out with about 70 loyal cadets," Ryan said. "He's called them all back to the main base. They're digging in for a final stand." Olivia approached, accompanied by Kavor and Tasneil, their alien allies who had joined them on Day 3. "The medical tent is set up," Olivia reported. "Nothing serious, but many species are struggling with the environment here." Kavor looked impressed. "Your adaptation to this planet is remarkable. The gravity, atmosphere, temperature variations, these conditions would exhaust most species." "That's what they never understood," John said. "Earth has all of these challenges and more. We evolved to handle them." Tasneil's large eyes blinked rapidly. "The emotions in the camp are changing. At first there was fear, confusion. Now I sense curiosity, even excitement. They want to learn about us," Olivia said. "I've been telling them about Earth. They can't believe we swim in oceans full of predators or climb mountains for fun." A communications officer, a tall insectoid cadet, approached John. "Human Cadet Keller, we have received a direct message from Command Cadet Dravzor. He wishes to speak with you." On the main screen in their command tent, Dravzor's scaled face appeared. His eyes were narrow slits of anger. "Human," he hissed, "you have corrupted this exercise beyond recognition." "We've adapted to the conditions," John replied calmly, "just as we do on Earth. This is not adaptation. This is subversion. You were meant to fight, to lose honorably in battle. Instead, you turn my own forces against me with these psychological tricks." "We call it diplomacy," John said, "and it works better than fighting." Dravzor's scales darkened with rage. "I have 70 loyal cadets. We will not surrender like the others." "No one is asking you to," John said. "But consider this. The exercise ends in 2 days. You can spend that time in a futile attack against an enemy you can't find, or you can join us and learn something valuable about humans." "Learn what?" "How to cheat. How to survive," John corrected. "That's what Deathworlders do best." Dravzor cut the transmission without responding. Ryan looked concerned. "You think he'll attack?" "Yes," John said. "His pride won't let him surrender." "We could take them," Lisa suggested. "Hit their base before they move out." John shook his head. "No, that's not the point of this exercise anymore." "What is the point?" Olivia asked. "To show them who we really are," John said. "Not just warriors, but survivors. Adaptable, creative. Later that day, their sensors detected movement. Drabzor's forces were on the move, all 70 cadets in battle formation, heading directly for the neutral zone. "They're coming straight for us," Ryan reported. "No attempt at stealth or flanking maneuvers. He wants a direct confrontation," John said. "A chance to save face." Lisa checked their defenses. "We have the higher ground and better positions. If they attack, they'll lose badly." "We won't fight them," John decided. "Have everyone stand down. No weapons visible." "What?" Lisa was shocked. "You want us to just let them walk in?" "Yes," John smiled. "Let's show them something they've never seen before." "What's that?" Olivia asked. "Mercy from a predator species," John replied. "Nothing will shock them more." Drabzor's forces crested the hill overlooking the neutral zone at midday. They moved in perfect formation, weapons ready. The reptilian commander led from the front, his scales gleaming in the alien sun. In the camp below, John had arranged all surrendered cadets behind the 4 humans. No weapons were visible. They simply stood and waited. "This is madness," Lisa whispered. "We're completely exposed." "Trust me," John replied. "They need to see this." As Drabzor approached, Academy observer ships appeared in the sky above. High Commander Zixvan himself was watching now. The reptilian commander stopped 10 meters from John. His eyes narrowed as he surveyed the scene. Over 120 surrendered cadets standing peacefully behind 4 unarmed humans. "What trickery is this?" Drabzor demanded. "Where are your defenses? Your weapons?" "We don't need them," John said simply. "You mock me," Drabzor hissed. "You think I won't attack because they are watching." He gestured to the observer ships. "I think you won't attack because you're a good soldier," John replied. "And good soldiers know when a battle is already over." Drabzor's troops looked uncertain. They glanced at each other, then at the mass of cadets who had surrendered. "The exercise is designed to test tactical thinking," John continued. "We chose a different tactic. Instead of fighting, we offered an alternative. Most of your forces took it." Vexmore stepped forward from the group of surrendered cadets. "Command Cadet Drabzor, I urge you to reconsider your position. The humans have shown remarkable restraint. They could have eliminated all our forces, but chose not to." "Restraint? You call this restraint?" Drabzor gestured angrily at the camp. "They have turned you all into traitors." "Not traitors," Olivia said. "Students. Everyone here has been learning from each other. Isn't that the real purpose of the Academy?" A tense silence followed. Drabzor's hand tightened on his weapon. For a moment, it seemed he might order his troops to fire. Then, a sudden buzzing sound came from above. A large official transport descended and landed between the 2 groups. The doors opened, and High Commander Zixvan stepped out. "This exercise is terminated," the commander announced. "All cadets will return to base for debriefing." "Commander," Drabzor protested, "we were about to engage the enemy." "There will be no engagement," Zixvan interrupted. "This exercise has already yielded its results." The commander turned to John and the human cadets. "Human Keller, I require an explanation for these unorthodox tactics." John straightened. "Sir, we were assigned as the enemy force against overwhelming numbers. We used the tactics that would give us the best chance of success." "By refusing to fight?" Zixvan asked. "By changing the nature of the conflict," John replied. "On Earth, we learned long ago that sometimes the best way to win isn't to destroy your enemy, but to make them your ally." Zixvan's glowing eyes studied John for a long moment. "In 300 years of Academy exercises, no force has ever achieved victory through mass surrender of the opposition. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, sir?" Ryan asked. "That," said the commander, "is what we must now determine." 1 week later, the 4 human cadets stood at attention in the Academy's Great Hall. Before them, a panel of commanders including Zixvan, and Pelthrix reviewed the results of the exercise. The evaluation committee has reached its conclusion, Zixfon announced. The tactics employed by the human cadets, while unconventional, demonstrated exceptional adaptability, resource management, and conflict resolution skills. Pelthrix looked displeased but remained silent. Furthermore, Zixfon continued, the cultural exchange that occurred in the neutral zone has been rated by participants as the most valuable training experience of their academy careers. The commander looked directly at the humans. Your methods have challenged our assumptions about military training. As such, you will assist in designing the next exercise, incorporating these alternative approaches. As they left the hall, John noticed groups of alien cadets watching them with new respect. No longer were they seen as primitive Deathworlders. Now they were recognized as innovative tacticians. What do you think they'll have us do next? Olivia asked. Whatever it is, John replied with a smile. I'm sure we'll find a way to surprise them. 3 months after the famous exercise, the academy had changed. News of the human cadets' success had spread throughout the Galactic Alliance. Now the 4 humans found themselves center of attention as they entered the main dining hall. I still can't get used to this, Ryan said as alien cadets nodded respectfully as they passed. We're celebrities now, Lisa replied. For better or worse. They sat at a large table where Kivor and Tasneil waited for them. The table was no longer isolated. Several other alien cadets joined them eagerly. The new training protocols have been approved, Kivor informed them. Your suggestions for mixed species teams are being implemented next semester. And what about Dravzor? John asked. Tasneil's large eyes blinked. He has requested a transfer to Earth's military exchange program. This surprised the humans. After the exercise, Dravzor had avoided them completely. He said he wishes to understand the Deathworld perspective. Kivor explained. Many cadets are now requesting Earth assignments. Olivia smiled. From feared primitives to sought-after mentors in one exercise. Their conversation was interrupted when Commander Pelthrix approached their table. The aliens fell silent, but the humans nodded politely. Human cadets, Pelthrix said stiffly. Your presence is requested in the Commandant's office immediately. In High Commander Zixfon's office, the humans found not just the Commandant but also 3 high-ranking Galactic Alliance officials. Cadets, Zixfon began. These are representatives from Alliance High Command. They have reviewed your performance and wish to speak with you. The tallest official, a blue-skinned humanoid with 6 fingers on each hand, stepped forward. I am Admiral Krentor. What you achieved in your training exercise has implications beyond the Academy. Sir, John asked cautiously. The Alliance faces challenges on our outer borders, the Admiral continued. Species that communicate differently than we do. Traditional diplomatic approaches have failed repeatedly. Lisa understood first. You want to try our methods instead. Precisely, said a second official, a floating orb of shimmering energy. Your ability to turn adversaries into allies without violence is unprecedented in our military history. We're just cadets, Ryan pointed out. First-year cadets at that. Yet you succeeded where our best strategies failed, said the third official, an insectoid being with compound eyes. Your Deathworld perspective brings something new to our alliance. Zixfon's expression was unreadable, but his voice held a note of pride. They wish to form a new division, the Diplomatic Tactical Corps. You 4 would be its first members, along with select cadets from other species who embraced your methods, added Admiral Krentor, including, at his own request, Cadet Dravzor. John couldn't hide his surprise. Dravzor wants to work with us. His exact words were, to defeat an enemy, one must understand them. To understand humans, one must learn from them, the Admiral said. Later, back in their quarters, the 4 humans discussed the offer. A special diplomatic course, Olivia said. That wasn't what I expected when we joined the Academy. They're not just seeing us as soldiers anymore, Lisa observed. They're seeing what humans really excel at. Adaptation. It's what Earth taught us, John said. When you live on a planet that constantly tries to kill you, you learn to find solutions beyond fighting. Ryan looked out the viewport at the stars. So we went from being dismissed as primitive Deathworlders to teaching the galaxy about diplomacy. Ironic, isn't it? John smiled. The species from the dangerous planet turns out to be the one most interested in peaceful solutions. The next day, they gave their answer to High Command. 6 weeks later, the Diplomatic Tactical Corps was officially formed with 12 members, 4 humans and 8 aliens, including a reluctant but determined Dravzor. As they boarded the ship for their first assignment, Commander Pelthrix approached John. "I was wrong about humans," the alien admitted. "I thought your Deathworld origins made you dangerous." "We are dangerous," John replied with a smile. "But not in the way you thought." "Indeed," Pelthrix agreed. "Perhaps that is exactly what the galaxy needs right now."